Taiwan has condemned China for holding its second military combat drills around the island in less than a month. The Defense Ministry says it detected 57 warplanes and 4 naval ships near the country's borders. Of the group, 28 aircraft breached the country's Air Defense Identification Zone, or ADIZ. The ADIZ is not sovereign airspace, but it's used by the military as a buffer zone for defensive purposes. The latest incursion included 3 drones, over 20 fighter jets, 2 bombers, and a radar plane. For more on the drills, I spoke to Ben Lewis, a defense expert in Washington, D.C., who tracks Taiwan ADIZ activity. What can you tell us about the recent incursion, and what do you think prompted this reaction?
It was a diverse grouping, mostly fighter aircraft, but it was notable that the drone took an extended flight route. We've never seen a drone do that before. And I think it's most likely that this is kind of a coalescent response to what seems to be a kind of a busy time for U.S.-Taiwan relations in the past couple of weeks. So we had the NDAA signed, and then, of course, on December 25th, we had a very large incursion, one of the largest of last year. But we also had Volcano anti-tank systems. That arms sale was confirmed. The USS Chunhoon transited the Taiwan Strait on Thursday, and I think it's kind of a combination of those things that the PLA is responding to in this instance. They announced these exercises this morning through Chinese state media, and what the Chinese state media actually said was they listed those things specifically, but they also mentioned that analysts in the mainland were hoping that the newly elected House Speaker of the United States Congress, McCarthy, would take notice to the message that they were sending. So all in all, I think it's a kind of a combo deal of responses that kind of turned into a very sizable amount of aircraft in the ADIZ.
Can you talk about how China is using these drones in these types of operations?
So China has made an effort to develop modern advanced drones to support both its naval aviation, its ground forces, and its air force. And I think the general idea is with all automation is burden sharing. So now you can have fighters operating without a manned support aircraft. You have a UAV flying with them, essentially a permanent wingman for that fighter. And in general, I think they want to have experience using drones because we've seen how effective drones are over the last decade, especially in the last year. And so in general, I think we're going to see more drones as we go forward. Since drones started being publicly tracked by the MND on September 5th of 2022, they've made up around 10% of the amount of aircraft we've seen.